So after the big change in the forecast yesterday, good morning to you. This is Saturday morning on the Weather Spot. Saturday, I'm going to take you through. I just see more rain showers, but Sunday's severe weather threat that I touched on yesterday, some of that new data started to come out, becoming much better understood. And so I wanted to share the very latest data with you on that so we can know what to look for where, because it's going to be an interesting storm setup tomorrow. At least it's interesting to me. See what you think about it, but I'll show you that here in a second. So let's look outside right now. It is about 46, 48 degrees outside around the region. Showers are pushing off to the east over towards Warsaw, Camden area. I think we get a break actually through the rest of the morning. If I had to guess, I would say that precipitation probably starts back up towards the 1 p.m. hour this afternoon, and then it's just going to keep going from there. It's scattered showers, heavy at times, but rain amounts have actually been pretty difficult to predict because some of us are going to get just scattered stuff off to the northeast over into Kansas. I think that's a lot of what you've had, and then down as you move. South and east, it's been raining quite a while, and it's been raining heavy at times. And so difficult to predict rain amounts, but I think things pick up this afternoon. That's when I think we have nothing but rain to look forward to from that point on. So let's start to talk about tomorrow because that is the big story. First, I want to show you severe weather outlook for today. Like I was just saying, heavier rain is just going to keep along that 44 corridor and sag that way, and severe weather with it today. So, not looking for anything too much for our area for Sunday, though. Here we go. So, I was saying yesterday, I was wondering with you on my live stream if severe weather outlook was going to place more of our area into the slight risk, and that's what happened overnight. SPC now actually added an enhanced risk for central Missouri. So, spoiler alert, I do think the bulk of the threat does look headed there to me in the Sunday afternoon hours tomorrow, but it possibly kicks off over here in our area. And I need to talk about that because the different types of threats that we will see will change with Sunday. And that's what makes it interesting. But suffice it to say for right now, for Sunday in the slight risk, picking up Butler and Nevada, and then as you head over towards central Missouri for that enhanced risk. Out in Kansas, the slight risk actually picking up Fort Scott and Pittsburgh, so making it over across state line. But here's what I mean by interesting. I think that what happens when the cells start to fire, and I'll try and put some time on that in a second, they are clustered. They're small, they're just discrete, or they're clustered. So we're talking individual cells or small clusters of cells. So anytime that that happens, we're talking about hail. Large damaging hail is the primary threat. And then as things move west to east, I'm going to show you that there's possibly some more linear organization. So then we would worry less about hail, and we would worry more about straight line winds and a possible tornado risk. So this is where you're going to see some headlines that just say all modes of severe weather are possible, gloom and doom. And that's true across a big area. But the truth is actually that the threats are going to be different. And we can reduce anxiety. I hope that's my goal anyway, by showing you what the threats are in your area and what they probably aren't. So that is why I say that tornado outlook is going to be greater for Sunday over towards central Missouri, because that is where things probably come together in a more linear fashion, as is severe wind outlook for the same reason. Not that we won't have any of that over where cells are clustered, it will just be less. The severe hail outlook is actually picking up all of Missouri. Personally, I think we're dealing with hail over in east central Kansas and very west central Missouri, probably more than anybody else. I think that will fade during the afternoon hours tomorrow for sure. So let me show you what I mean here and pull up some model data. So, looking at wake up times Sunday, I think it's more of the same. This should be leftovers from Saturday night, right? Leftovers from tonight. And then as we move to the daytime, so now I'm looking at like 10 a.m. I think we just have light scattered showers, but this is what I'm going to start looking at towards lunchtime, 1 p.m. I'm looking for possibly some clustering to begin. And actually look down here around Joplin, right? And see what is coming out of very northeastern Oklahoma. And this is where I think things possibly kick off. But this is where we all need to pay attention. I think that possibly some clustering gets going again, moving northeast I'm looking at Joplin, Springfield again. But up here into west central Missouri, these have the potential to be strong cells as well. And so this is what I'm talking about with those discrete cells, where these may come up fast and we may get some very strong hail. And then they do start to move. This is what happens, I think, headed over into Sunday afternoon. I'm looking now around the 3, 4 p.m. hour. So if I wanted to talk about tornado threat, for example, I could look at my updraft helicity tracks and I could see where spinning might happen among supercells. And this would be the area that I would be starting to watch. And you guys can see why that is, right? As clustered cells are probably more likely the further west we go, probably some linear organization the further east we go. And that's where we're going to start to worry about that tornado threat. And then everything looks to push on out of here. What am I seeing now? This is probably 5, 6 o'clock on Sunday evening. But I do see some backside storms over here that might be robust little thunderstorms as well. But our instability is long gone by then, I think. So that is what I see as far as the schedule of things goes tomorrow. Let's look at temperatures now because that cold front that pushed through and caused all that craziness yesterday is going to turn around and push back through as a warm front, but no time soon. We're going to hang out in the 50s today. I only see about a high of 53 before. Look at that. There goes that warm front, turn back around, drags us back up to maybe 66, 67 for a high on Sunday. So that's what I got for you. That is the data. We will need to check this again actually this afternoon because as the exact placement of this stuff sets up and we get some more information, that's going to really change things. And so it already has. And so you can see what is setting up, but we can probably be more specific. So we will check on that again later today and I will keep you posted.